Hello and welcome to FTB Sports in association with Paxton Road TV and the Manchester United Agenda and the Armory TV. And this is going to be the combined Premier League 11 for the season 2020-2021. And I'm joined by some seriously hyper, exceptional guests. And we have from right to left, Deji Spurs, Nigerian Englishman from One Touch TV, Lambs Reacts, and Gunner King. Welcome everybody to the show. I know this is going to be a good one, so I'm already putting on, some earmuffs and all the rest of it, just in case it gets a little bit out of hand. But before we start the show, like, subscribe, share, comment. We've got people in the background already playing music and all that business there, but it's not a problem. We're going to do this now. Right, so we know what the premises is. We are trying to put together the team of the season. No bias. Try and be as, easy as possible with regards to the team. I know there's going to be some bias in there somewhere, but I
keep it real, Sam.
Hopefully. So I'm going to take a sip of my drink before we start.
Cheers, cheers, guys.
Yeah. cheers. Actually, before we start, let's go around the table and let's people can introduce themselves and tell people where you're from, where they can find you. So I'm going to start with you, Deji.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Deji Spurs is in the building. You can find me on occasion obviously on Paxton Road TV, but obviously I'm also on the Kickoff Premier League review show and the Final Whistle show each and every week. Kickoff show on a Friday, review show on a Monday. Really, I'm here this evening to just share my footballing knowledge and shut it down, and I'm hoping that my colleagues on the panel will share the same footballing sentiments. Put all of that footballing fans aside and let's just talk real football analysis. Who is the Premier League team? I'm looking forward to that, so let's get into it.
Let's get into it indeed. Next up, Nigerian Englishman. Tell people where they can find you.
Niger, now. We get it. The Nigerian Englishman, One Touch TV. You can catch me on Twitter, One Touch T. You can catch me on my YouTube channel, One Touch TV. And you can catch me on FTB Sports on the Armory. So I'm about to keep it real 100. Bring my Niger vibe to the table. You know how we do. Big up Nigeria playing Cameroon tomorrow as well. But yeah, we're going to keep it 100 today. You know how I always keep it. Vibes and that.
I love that. People giving them shout outs. We love that. Okay, oh no. I didn't want to have to do this, but we're going to have to. We welcome Lambs. Lambs in the building. Chelsea fan. 100% Chelsea. Tell people where they can find you, Lambs.
Listen, of course you wanted to do this, so let's not kid yourself in the first place. You guys are so happy that I'm here. Of course, a year ago you couldn't find me anywhere. Now I'm flipping everywhere. My own channel, Lambs Reacts. I literally also joined Twitter. This is my 1 week anniversary. Also, Lambs Reacts on Twitter. On Instagram, you can find me at Lamia Elmed. You can also find me on GNA TV. I've also now joined the Never a Foul team as well, so you can find me there as well. The Offside Rule, Midnight Vibes on the Terrace, here, there, and goddamn everywhere. And also, I'm here to let these guys know who runs London.
As you can see, there's no shameless plugging anywhere to be found on this stream today. No shamelessness at all. We come to Gunner King. Gunner King in the house. Tell people where you're from, where they can find you.
Yes, now it's Gunner King. Heavy as the crown, red is the color, just like London remains. Anyway, yeah, I can be found on Instagram, CKingJNR. I can be found on TikTok as well, the Gunner King 14. I can be found on Instagram. I already said that. Twitter, sorry, Gunner King 14 as well. Facebook. At the moment, FTB Sports. Obviously, I'm featuring heavily on there. The Armory TV, representing for the carpet, the Arsenal gang, and yeah, that's where you can find me.
Wow. Unfortunately, people out there, if you're watching on Paxton Road TV, I had to bring a couple Arsenal people on here, but they're actually good guys. They're good guys, but they're still Arsenal fans. Anyway, I'm Sam Spurs for Life. You can find me on Twitter, Sam_Spurs for Life, and also on Instagram. And let's get into this right away. Okay, so let's start with the goalkeeper, guys. Who wants to start first? Let's start with Deji. Who's your goalkeeper of the Premier League season?
Do you know what? I'm gonna have to go with Edouard Mendy. You know, I feel like Edouard Mendy, as soon as he come in, he was the thing that was missing. And let's just be real: if Kepa was in goal, will Chelsea have achieved what they did this season? I don't think Chelsea finish in the Champions League spot. I don't think Chelsea win the Champions League. Edouard came in and he shored it up. He gave the likes of Thiago Silva and Rudiger, he gave them confidence. And for me, he was shot stopping, he was making saves. And so for me, Edouard, when you look at the whole, it's a shame that Edouard didn't play the whole season. But I think pound for pound, Edouard Mendy for me is probably the standout goalkeeper of the Premier League season this season. I can't have anyone say Alisson, he hardly played any matches.
Listen, it's opinions.
Hey,
At the end of the day,
throwing out disclaimers, big man.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, said
don't
Mendy,
start throwing out no disclaimers because I've
man.
got my opinion and I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. So before you start putting them disclaimers in. Anyway, let's go to Nigerian Englishman. What are you saying?
This time I won't lie. This one hurts me. This one hurts me to say because we should be talking about him being the number one keeper of the season at Arsenal. Martinez.
Why are
I
you
think
trying to
in
get
terms
an
of
Arsenal guy in there for?
he's not an Arsenal guy. He's an Aston
I know,
Villa
but you're
player.
trying to get you know what I'm saying?
No,
Anyway.
no, I'm not trying to do anything. If you look at
Come
his
on,
performances this season, he's been an
I thought you
exceptional
were all about the Africans.
goalkeeper.
I thought you were all about the Africans. Mendy
So when
out
I'm
here
about the Africans, you complain. When I'm not about the Africans, you guys complain. Waiting they happen now. What do you want to do, lambs? You're on me for adding Africans, and then you're on me for not adding Africans. What do you want me to do? I can't win against you, lambs. Hey, I'm saying Martinez.
Martinez. So we got Martinez from Nigerian Englishman. Okay, we're gonna come to Lambs. You're gonna have to bring yourself off mute. What are you saying, Lambs? I think I know what you're gonna say, but say it.
I mean, listen, I'd like to give a special honorary mention to Martinez and how you man disrespected him because you know you sold your number one goalkeeper. Let's not lie. At the end of the day, it has to be Edouard Mendy. We brought the guy in as like a stopgap.
Because of what, though? Because of what, lambs? Because of what?
Listen.
No, Nigerian, let her go. Let her go. Go on. I want to hear this.
16 Premier League clean sheets. At the end of the day, we got this guy for 17 million from Rennes, yeah? Like, what, 7 odd years ago, man was unemployed, yeah? Had no club that was ready to take him,
I don't care about this backstory stuff, man. This ain't X Factor, man.
Not even about the backstory.
Let her go, man. Let her go.
I don't care about all that. We're talking about keeper of the season, man.
Nigerian, let her go.
Let her go.
You see this bitterness? He's so salty. You can't even let me land with some facts, yeah?
About this season, please.
I said 16 Premier League clean sheets, bro. Come on. Let's not lie, yeah? Let's not lie.
So that it's clear that we're having Lambs
under
as
great manager. You can see literally how improved we were defensively. Attacking wise, we still have a problem. I'm not going to deny that. Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, Mendy deserves all the accolades. Like, I know it was a close tie between him and Edison for me, but in the end, like, he actually played less games than Edison and had more clean sheets as well. So it's Mendy for me.
Thank you. That's cool. That's all I wanted to know. So we've got Gunner King, and then before I give my piece. So Gunner King,
first of all,
you go.
Mendy does get an honorary mention. Second of all, Ednison from City gets an honorary mention. And you're going to accuse me of going with bias, yeah, with why I'm going with Martinez. So I'm going to explain myself fully. Wait. I'm going to explain myself fully, yeah? Right. So if we look at the clean sheet thing, with Ednison, he got the most, yeah? With Chelsea, obviously Mendy got 16. But what you have to take into consideration is it's not just the goalkeeper that keeps clean sheets. It's a defense, yeah? Now let's compare the defense of City and the defense of Chelsea, yeah? We're going to compare Rudiger, yeah, who is top class, Thiago Silva, who is top class, Zuma, who's had a very good season, yeah? These men sit in front of Mendy, yeah? Right? And then we're going to go to City.
Edgy's allowed his opinion. Relax, man.
Diaz has been the signing of the season. Let's be honest. At centre back, yeah. No one's made a better signing, yeah. Obviously, they got Stones, they got Laporte, yeah. Right. Martinez is keeping clean sheets with Tyrone Mings and Cons are in front of him. These man can't lace any of the defenders that I just named, yeah? But he's got 14 clean sheets. He's got 14 clean sheets. So he's only got two less than Mendy, and the defenders that are in front of him are nowhere near the quality of Chelsea's and City's. So I just wanted to give a proper reason as to why I'm going with Martinez and why it's not biased, because my man don't even play for us anymore. Do you get what I'm saying? Villa beat us twice in the league. But I think you have to consider that. It's very easy. It's very easy to say a goalkeeper has this many clean sheets. It must be all the goalkeeper. But let's be honest, it's a whole defense, right?
Are you done now?
Are you finished now?
Are you finished? Gunner King, are you done?
So because he's ex-Arsenal, he doesn't raise good points. Okay, well done, Sam.
Okay, let me say my piece. Okay, so I would have put Edouard Mendy gets an honorary mention for me. Obviously,
I also want to sorry. One more honorary mention is Melia. Melia from Leeds. Melia from Leeds. He deserves an honorary mention as well.
What about Sam Johnson? He had the most saves in the Premier League.
You know what? The thing is though, why not? Why not? Because the fact of the matter is, Sam Johnson, the defense that's in front of him, he's facing more shots. He's going to get the least opportunity to keep clean sheets. You can't always say because the goalkeeper's got the most clean sheets, they're the best goalkeeper. It's not that simple.
Can I say something?
Those that know football understand that, right?
If we're going to take this long on the goalkeeper, this is going to be a long show. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching, this is not all me, by the way. This is this lot. I'm going to put that disclaimer out there. It's this lot. Anyway, let me have my little bit of a say, and then we can move on to the next position. So, as I said, I'm giving an honorary mention to Mendy. Obviously, first season in, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to take the Champions League victory. It's about the Premier League. But he's done bits. I give him that. My choices, and this is only because of what he did in the last couple of games before the end of the season, I'm going to give it to Alisson. Any keeper that comes up and nods in the winner to take them into the, Champions League position, for me, that's it.
He's made so many mistakes.
Hold on.
The way you just...
Hold on.
I would say Mendy above
Alisson.
Alisson.
Piece. This is where we have to do the show. I'll say my piece. You said your piece. I didn't say nothing. Right. Alisson has had no defenders in front of him. So he's had no Virgil van Dijk. He's had no Gomez, blah, blah, blah.
I'll give you that. That's
so all the rest of it, he's been under a lot of pressure. Goalkeepers, as you mentioned, Gunnar, is not always about the goalkeeper. It's about the people in front of him.
Correct.
So they still finished in the top four. And like I said, the reason why they finished in the top four, partly down to my man coming and nodding one in, do you know what I mean, in the 90 whatever minute. So for that reason, I'm going to say, and I'm going to write it down here, Alisson. Now, let me just tell you what's been said so far. So we've had Deji with Mendy. We've had Lambs with Mendy. Nigerian Englishman with Martinez and Gunner King Martinez, I don't know how. Anyway, that being said, we have a split decision. It's so far going to be either Mendy or Martinez. Who are we going with? Guys?
You have the tiebreaker, to be honest.
No, but Sam, can I ask you a question?
You have the tiebreaker, to be honest.
Can I ask you a question?
I think we know what the wise decision here to go.
No, wait.
I'm not trying to throw shade on Mendy. This ain't no bias thing, yeah. But like as I said, yeah, like you've got to look at the quality of defenders in front of him, and it's nowhere near the quality of Martinez, yeah. And for him to only be 2 clean sheets behind Mendy with the defenders he's playing with,
you can't say that's not impressive with the Villa team.
Had a good season, my guy.
Who's talking about whether they had a good season or not, Deji? They look at the players that are in front of him. It's not about whether they had a good season or not, bro. The quality of the players in front of him are nowhere near as good as Mendy, and he's had 2 less clean sheets.
Mendy also can you actually think of a time this season when you can think of a mistake that Martinez made? Even Mendy, there's been
a big mistake this season, yeah.
There's been mistakes.
He's made like, I think there was 2 really like terrible kind of mistakes that he made, but I don't really blame him too tough for that. It was like misunderstandings between
Martinez hasn't. And he saved penalties too.
Today, and then I said honorary mention for Martinez because
honorary mention, and I will give him
given the caliber of team that he's in. It is Aston Villa after all, so he's done extremely well given the team that he's in. So like a huge honorary mention, but we can't deny like Tuchel found us in 8th, yeah? We were under a crappy manager, poor man management throughout the whole goddamn team. Tuchel come in, like, you can't deny, yeah? 16 clean sheets, yeah? When you were brought in you were supposed to be a stopgap goalkeeper, yeah? Man's established his place. Like, let's not lie. Like, you got to give credit where credit is due.
Nah, big
He's
up.
got the
Mendy.
credit.
Big him
He's
up
got
for
the credit.
sure.
Martinez had a good season, but he's still not good enough to be the main goal.
100%. And for that reason, as Deji just
You
mentioned,
lot are
I'm
crazy
sorry,
saying
we
that.
don't get Martinez in there. We get Mendy in there. Sorry, we're moving on. Mendy is the keeper.
And that's
of
got
the
nothing to
season,
do with him being a former Arsenal player.
and
Of
that
course,
has nothing to do with
Yeah.
it.
of course
He's
it doesn't.
Not
Of
good
course it
enough.
doesn't.
Anyway,
Anyway,
let's
you lot
move
will
on.
watch this
Right
back
back.
and you know the truth, innit? Cool, let's
Right
go.
back. I'm going to go with Nigerian Englishman first. Who's your choice for right back?
Oh, mate, this one is tough, you know, but I'm gonna go with Reece James.
Good shout. Good shout. Good shout. So you
Do you know what's
what to
so
say
bad?
now.
I'm not even going with Reece James. So I told you I only had two Chelsea players in this whole starting 11. I'm going with Cancelo at the end of the day. Like, Premier League, it's about consistency. That's what wins you the league. The man did his job. Like, I can't deny it. It's Cancelo for me.
He's been on brilliant.
Cancelo. So we've got so far James from Nigerian Englishman. Lambs says Cancelo, Man City. Gunnar King, who you're saying?
I'm going to say relative to the expectations of the club
Bellerin.
and how
Is
the
it
club
Bellerin?
finished.
We don't even say that guy's name on our channel, no, bro. Come on.
I'm going to go with Kufau of West Ham. Because I think if you actually look at what was expected of West Ham and what they delivered and the part that my man played in it, Kufau and Souček, everyone buns Rice, everyone buns Lingard. For me, it's these two players.
Can I change mine?
Really carried them. They've been consistent throughout the season.
So are you looking to make it? Well, thank you, Chris. Are you looking to make a change on this one, Nigerian?
Yeah, I agree with Gunnar King, man.
Kufau.
For those exact points.
Okay, fair dues. Deji, what you saying?
Yeah, you know what? I find myself agreeing with Lambs because Lambs, she's got the footballing mind and brain. I'm going to go with Cancelo, and I'm just going to keep it real. I think there are a lot of there's a lot of right backs that I like. I like Reece James, I like Trent. But when I look at the overall season, the one that was pulling in work week in, week out was Cancelo. I think he established himself as the main man at right back at Man City, displacing Carl Walker for a long period of time. I mean, remember we had Carl Walker in tears thinking he might never get back into the England squad at one stage. And I think Cancelo, he did a very, very good job. He was very consistent. And if it wasn't for the fact that, you know, Pep wanted to kind of fluctuate things here and there, in another club, he's a mainstay. I do, though, hear Gunnar King on Kufau. I think, for me, Cancelo just edges it because in terms of his assists, there was a period of time where he was getting goals and providing assists as well. So for me, I'm gonna give it to Cancelo, definitely.
Cancelo,
I just want to say as well, Cancelo, he's been a revelation. Like, he's an unbelievable player. But yeah, I just think I always like to look at not just an individual player, but who they're playing around and how much that can make them better. And Diaz makes any defender look better that he plays around. Yeah, and then obviously you look at City's midfield, even with like the false nine, you know, obviously not operating with a striker. He's playing with some quality players, you know, but you know, it's not to take away from what Cancelo's done, but I just think Kufau and Souček have put West Ham on their backs and carried them on their shoulders. You know, it's a smaller club, but they've actually carried them.
It looks like we're going to have a bit of a tie again because my one was going to be Reece James, for the fact that, again, broke into the team probably relatively this year. He changed his hairstyle as well. I like that new hairstyle.
I like James. I like James a lot.
I like him.
He was my man of the match in the Champions League final as well, above 100%. Kante. Unpopular opinion.
What?
Because of the Premier League, what I'm saying I thought his attacking flair, some of the balls that he put in this season in terms of his, you know, crossing is up there. It's up there with the likes of Trent. Obviously, Trent now being out of the England squad, I believe that it should be now James who takes that spot. Carl Walker, I'm not so sure about him. Hence the reason why Cancelo's taken his place at right back. Cancelo does get an honorary mention from me. I'm going to go with Reece James. So, tie at the moment. We've got Cancelo and Kufar. 2 votes to 2.
So, Guy King has the deciding vote, innit? It has to be.
And Cancelo's got 2 votes. Lambs, didn't you go Cancelo?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So because he's got a tiebreaker because he went for Kufal in it. I have to say Kufal was somebody I was seriously considering as well. Like he does get another honorary mention, but I think just because towards the back end of towards the final last games, West Ham did kind of fall off a little bit. That's probably why I'm not going to give it to Kufal. And it has to be Cancelo because consistency, and that's what won them the Premier League. With Reece James, I was considering Reece James because his performances the second half of the season, he has improved drastically, especially under Tuchel. But 100%. He's made a lot of mistakes, and I do bring that down to the fact that he's still young as well. I do have expectations as well. I don't think he's as forward thinking in that right wing back position as Ben Chilwell is. You can see Ben Chilwell is always running. Putting in crosses. I feel like Reece is more defensive minded, which is fine because that's what Tuchel needs for the system to work at the moment. It's more defensively minded.
You know what?
And I think
just on Reece James, I think he's been very good going forward. I personally believe his delivery is quality. Very good delivery.
Too often in the game because Tuchel wants him to be defensive minded, and that's the thing. I want him to be brave and try and exploit that right hand side a lot more often instead of I think once Tuchel reverts back to a back 4, I think it'll be fine. I think he'll have the freedom and knowing that he's going to be covered to get up and down that right wing.
I actually think for a fullback, he's well-rounded. We always talk about Trent being really good going forward. We always talk about, Bissaka being really good defensively. When I watch James, he's very well-rounded. I don't see him defending and think there's a weakness. I don't see him going forward and thinking there's a weakness. He put Sterling in his pocket. He literally pocketed Sterling. And that's why I stand by what I said. For me, over Kante, he was the man of the match in the Champions League.
Sterling's dead though, man. Sterling's dead now.
That was the best game I've seen him play.
Can I just add to Gunner King? I agree. I think Reece James is probably the most all-rounder. I guess for me, towards the end of last season, Reece James was kind of running forward. He was kind of doing the attack, and I was seeing him as a direct target, a direct challenge to Trent. And then somehow this season he kind of fell by the wayside. I don't know if that was because of Lampard or the system wasn't working for him, and then he picked it back up. Had he had a bit more game time where he was starting, definitely, I think the number 1 right back going forward for next season is Reece James. But when you look at the overall consistency, I'm still going to stand by Cancelo, even though I know pound for pound, talent-wise, Reece James is the man. Sorry,
Cancelo is. We are now moving on. So centre backs. We're now into the centre back. So far we've got Mendy in goal. We've got Reece James as centre. Centre back. Cancelo from City at right back. Now centre backs. I'm going to go first with my choice, and I'm going to say the first one, Ruben Diaz. Quite a simple thing. I think he has been the player in terms of a defensive player for City this season. I think he's made everybody in that team play better. Without him, I don't think they would have done what they've done this season. I'll be honest with you. I think Man United would have been closer to them. I even believe that Chelsea would have been closer to them as well. So I'm going to go with Ruben Diaz as my first choice at centre-back. King.
Can I just quickly say, because that's one of my choices as well, and I echo all of your points, so that's an easy one for me.
That Diaz one's an easy one. I think we should just move to the second centre-back.
I think, to be honest, this is going to be the one that all of us don't argue on. But there's one point I want to make about defenders that I really harp on about, is you have good individual defenders that have individual ability, but then you have defenders that are not only good as individuals, but raise the performances of all the defenders around them. Diaz has made Stones look good.
That's exactly my point.
That's
made
how good he is.
Look better. Yeah.
Van Dijk last season and the season before, he was doing the same with Matip and Gomez. It takes a special kind of defender to raise the profile of all the defenders around them, as well as being a good defender.
100%.
Yeah, man's only 23 as well. He hasn't even.
I know, man. That's crazy.
Scary.
Nigerian Englishman. Any change? Any difference from
Nah,
this choice?
Diaz, man. Diaz, man. That's
Diaz?
an easy
He's in
one.
there, man.
Yeah,
Deji?
he's
Any
a different
different?
class, man.
Anything different from that? Or thumbs up from Deji
Diaz
as well?
is the number one. I mean, I'd be a criminal if I was to say somebody else. So yeah,
That's easy enough. This next one might be a little bit more trickier. We're going to start with Nigerian Englishman on this first one.
Why would you start with
Yeah.
this? Oh,
Yeah,
mate.
I want to see if you put Rob Holding in there. That's what I want to see. So we're coming to you next.
Bro, I ain't Silver Fox, mate. Like, to be honest, when it comes to the second centre back, I've been struggling. I've literally been struggling. I'm not gonna put Slaphead, definitely not. Do you know what? I'm gonna throw a curveball. Nah, I'm not even gonna say him actually. Nah, I don't know. Come back to me.
Come on, throw a curve in
Come
there.
back to
Throw
me.
a curveball in there.
Curve one in there.
Yeah, throw one in there.
I've got one ready.
Nah, come back to me. Come back to me, man.
For me,
Okay.
I'm going to put in Harry Maguire. It's listen, I did not rate him at all. I was out here cussing him last season. I was like, this man is done, washed up. 80 million for what? Listen, this whole fridge, yeah. At the end of the day, it's clear to see, no matter how much I dislike them, and I don't like them at all, and I'm always getting on to them about how crap they are, defensively, attacking wise. Manchester United, can't stand them. But at the end of the day, you can see how pivotal this man has been in that defense, in that back line for them this season. Him being out in injury is probably what led to them having these fall-off performances in the closing stages of the Premier League. Him not being present, I think that's what lost them the Europa League as well. You can literally see without him, literally like stabilizing everything, that whole defense falls apart. And he was at that point when they were thinking, when they thought, 21 was going to happen in 21, it was him and their defensive performances. Because of him, guys, listen, I hate them too. I hate them too. Trust me, I really do. But at the end of the day, I can't deny this guy stood out to me as he has been a pivot centre back this season.
Harry Maguire's in from Lambs. Deji, go on him.
For me, Harry Maguire reminds me of Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. That's what happened with Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire is slow, he's big, he can barely move his leg. He's in a Man U team with the likes of McTominay and Fred. They've been protecting him. Let's just keep it real. Without them, they would be coming through on goal. So Maguire, definitely not. The curveball that I wanted to throw, though, and I think maybe because of the team, he wasn't getting enough highlights. But I think this guy could potentially have the same impact as Diaz. And I'm going to go with Fofana from Leicester City at centre back.
Good shout.
That guy has been a beast. Where they found him from, I don't know. He's only 20 years old, under 21 international from Marseille. What a player. And I can see him going from strength to strength. Obviously, the wheels came off in that Leicester City team. But if you want to talk about up-and-coming centre-backs that you want for the long term in a top six side, don't sleep on Fofana. Fofana's
a good shot. Chris, Gunner King, go on then, have your say.
Coming to me, I'm going to go with Fofana, but I'm going to explain why, because I do hate United. And it's going to seem like I'm being biased again, yeah? But let me just deep it for you, yeah? Manchester United have conceded more goals than Arsenal. They conceded 43 goals in the league season, yeah? They conceded more than Liverpool, and Liverpool were missing 3 centre-backs. So, yes, Maguire is actually pivotal to United's defence. So I agree with Lambs as well. He is pivotal to their defence, but he's not pivotal enough for me.
But in the same way...
And I think the thing is, like what I said at the beginning of the show...
Hold on, 1 second. On the same thing you said about the goalkeeper with the defence in front, as Deji mentioned, isn't that the same thing with having the two holding midfielders in front of the defence helping them out too?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And you know what? I give you that. I do give you that. I do feel that United could do better in the centre of midfield in terms of protection for their defence. But I can counter that by saying United fans will be quick to say that Luke Shaw has been the most informed left back in the world, or the best left back in the world, however they want to put it. Bissaka has probably had the season of his life. De Gea is a world-class keeper. Henderson, they will wax lyrical about. Yeah, so look, he's playing with good defensive players, right? And I think I really do like to make expectations relative to the club, right? Relative to the club, Leicester were expected at best to finish in a spot for Europe. They were unlucky with the injury crisis that they didn't finish the job and get the Champions League space.
And this is
The
what
guy
I'll
is
come to
21 years old, Fofana, yeah. He came from Saint-Etienne, you know, which is not a big French club. And, you know, to come into a new league and to kind of settle as he had, and some of the performances, if Leicester played bad or conceded a goal, it wasn't because this guy made a mistake. We can all pinpoint a Maguire mistake. You know, like there's plenty of them this season. So I do hate United, and I'm not picking Maguire, but I hope that my explanation makes you understand why.
I'm happy with that.
Going with
Nigerian
Fofana.
Englishman. Have you finally come to a decision?
I got one. Yeah, even everything you were saying about Fofana, I respect that 100%. He's had an incredible season, but there's one guy that I don't know if you guys are going to agree, but he's had his best season for his team. And even the period where his team were going through a little bit of a rough patch, they were still not conceding a lot of goals. And I'm going to pick John Stones, mate. They had the best season of his life. Even though just like Van Dijk does for a Gomez, having that cool, still strong centre back alongside him to like kind of tell him where to pick pockets and mentor him or whatever, it's worked for him. He's even added goals to his game this season as well. So I'm going to say John Stones.
Okay. Well, my one is based on the same reasons as Gunnar King's mentioned, but I'm going to go with the Leicester player. But it's not actually Fofana. It's Johnny Evans. In a similar thing we've talked about,
you know,
Maguire
that's
at
a shout as well.
Manchester United. Johnny Evans, in his 30s, has basically brought that player alongside him to be better. I think he's made Fofana, as a young player, a better player. Obviously, Leicester, without him in the last few games of the season, they almost fell off a cliff in terms of him being out. That leadership quality, you cannot underestimate that. So for that reason, I'm going to put Evans in. So far, we've got Mies Evans, we've got Fofana in from Deji and also Gunnar King and Maguire and Stone. So it looks like it's going to be a Fofana job here. So we're going to put Fofana in as the second.
I honourably mention Rudiger, by the way.
Yeah, that's a good shout. That's a good shout.
That's a big boy shout.
I forget Thiago Silva. This guy is he's so underrated.
I was considering him, but the same thing is because he only turned up in the second half of the season. That's the only reason why. It wasn't consistently throughout the whole Premier League season. But otherwise, you're absolutely right. I agree with you. Great.
Why did Lampard bench him? I don't know.
Because he didn't
cost Lampard his job.
He didn't work in Lampard's system. Lampard was playing a lot of players out of position to try and fit with the system that listen, it was designed to work for one player only, and we know who that is. So
we move on to the left back?
Lampard did a Ryan Mason, that's all I can say.
Left back. Gunnar King, gonna come to you first on this left back one.
I'm gonna go with Luke Shaw. As much as I hate United, I can't deny the season he's had. It's been a revelation. The game against City away sticks out to mind. He's been consistent throughout. He has completely raised the profile of himself as a footballer. I don't think it's even up for discussion. It's been Luke Shaw for me.
Luke Shaw, good shout.
Yeah, can I go second because it's the same for me? It's Luke Shaw. I thought the man was done and dusted. I thought Jose took his soul and finished him, but literally, like Lazarus, man rose from the goddamn ashes. And we've seen the revolution. We have seen the revolution televised this season. So big ups to him.
I love that. I love that line.
Nigerian Englishman, are you ready to go with your left back choice?
Mate, this one, it hurts me to even say this one. Just like everyone else has said, is man like Luke Shaw, man. He's proved he stayed fit this season. He's creating goals. He's creating chances. He's looking he doesn't look shook like he has in previous seasons.
Yeah.
So obviously a lot had to do with Tierney getting injured, but that happened, didn't it? So
I knew there'd be somehow we would get back to Arsenal somehow. There was always going to be that. Okay, Deji, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, look, I have to give a public apology to Luke Shaw because I remember on the United agenda that I called him the Thing Do you get me? And that he looked like my local bus driver. But truth be told, you know, Luke Shaw has been the most consistent. He's been strong. He's been solid. He's been attacking. I think he rolled back the years. He really, that was the Luke Shaw that Man U bought from Southampton. And then we went 100%. For a period of time where he was kind of lost in the wilderness. But boy, oh boy, did Luke Shaw find his boots this season. And he has been Mr. Solid. Going forward, he's joining in the attack. He's getting in assists. He's scored a couple of goals. But defensively, I didn't really see anybody literally go past Luke Shaw. And for that reason, I think Luke Shaw, man, he deserves it. And given from where he's come from, you have to give him props. He literally raised from the dead. So big up Luke Shaw.
Very simple one then, because I'm going to go along with all those comments. It's a full house. So far, that's the only full house so far. Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw gets that one for the reasons it's been already mentioned. I thought he was done. I thought that this player was never going to be the same player again after Jose, as we were talking about, took his soul, took everything from the brother. He's come back and he's made that position his own. They brought Tellez in, and Tellez is not even going to get looking.
Sorry, yeah. Hello. No. I agree. Passion Merchant, his comment here, I believe Zinchenko deserves an honorary mention as well.
Yeah, it does. But to me, again, he gets brought in because of the City defence. You know what I mean? I don't think personally, individually, he's been that great. But because you do a collective in the defence, you kind of put him in there. That's my opinion.
I think what I'm going on with Zinchenko for the honorary mention, obviously Luke Shaw is undeniable, but is how much he's improved from where he started. You know, Pep was literally playing him when he had no choice to play him. And he's gone from being played in Pep's system and Pep's dominant City when Pep's back was against the wall and he had to pick him, to being picked comfortably with Pep's chest in a Champions League final. Zinchenko has improved massively. He has.
I'm not going to deny it.
When Cancelo's played a bag of games at left back, man, he's not improved nothing, man. Forget Zinchenko, man.
I don't know, man.
Done that.
Let's move on from this left back because we've already done the dance. It's Luke Shaw in. He was a full house, so Luke Shaw is in. Let's move on to now centre midfield because we're doing a 4-2-3-1 system. Centre midfielders. Who wants to go first on this one?
The best holding midfielder in the goddamn world.
Lambs, hold on. Lambs. Good grief. This is what I'm saying about this. We're going in some sort of order. So we're going to go with Deji first. We'll come to you. I know you love to chat, but somehow we've got to let other people say something. Deji, come on.
Yeah, I mean, this person, we have to remember when I name him, is a defensive midfielder, but what a revelation he has been to this team, West Ham. Souček is a defensive midfielder that came from Slavia Prague, and my man was box to box, old school box to box midfielder, and then he was banging in goals on top. If you can get a defensive midfielder that can get over 7 goals in the Premier League season, then what you have there is a gem. And Souček deserves a mention. If he's not in anyone's squad, I don't know what to say. But in that role, you're getting defense, you're getting box to box, and you're getting goals. So I think it's done at Souček for me.
Now, Lambs, I am more than happy to come to you next. More than happy. You say your bit. We got Souček in there so far.
Do you know what? Souček is a shout actually, and he was one of my other attacking ones. But I was literally gonna put him on like the left instead of like the center, because in the center it has to be the little man who is literally freaking everywhere. Like I don't even know how he does it. Man out here jumping for headers against Diaz and Stones. Yeah, little Kante. Yeah.
Well, that's a good point because what I'm gonna say is because there's two.
I will take a one-legged Kante, over 2 Jorginhos any day. Do you know why? Because the quality, the passion, the hard work, this isn't even my guy's natural position, and the way he's come in, not even just like, won the championship with Leicester, got them promoted, won the Premier League with Leicester, come to us, won another Premier League, World Cup winner, Europa League winner, Champions League winner. This man deserves everything. And after Sarri almost ruined his goddamn career by overplaying him and playing him out of position, because his injury record was fine up until Sarri came. And now he's starting to become a little injury prone. But even this injury prone Kante, you can see, we are not making those top 4 places if Kante doesn't come back. Because talking of players who make other players look good.
Yeah, Kante does that.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say
look good.
I'm gonna ask you to give your 2 players, because one of them might go into the other one, because I've got Kante.
My
in there.
other one is also Souček as well. Yeah, that's the other one.
That's a good shout.
Same reasons that Deji gave as well.
So
they were almost competing for Champions League spaces as well. So big ups to them. Made the Europa League after almost getting relegated. He was a key part of that team as well.
Souček and Kante. Deji, what was your second one going to be?
Kante. So Souček and Kante.
This should be quite easy then, because I believe I'll say my ones. Mine's are Souček and Kante for the same reasons. You know, you get goals from like midfielder as what Souček has done. Magnificent. He's not even that fast. He's not quick. But he somehow pops into the box, gets the goal, does a defensive role well, pops into the box, picks up them goals. Kante, what can you say about that brother? That brother, he's just incredible in terms of his ability to get around the pitch, do everything. And I've seen a lot more of his offensive play this season, which I didn't really think he had that much in him. I was like, he's all right. He gets around the pitch. He stops things. But this brother can go forward as well.
That's his natural position. He's a box-to-box midfielder, Sam.
I can't believe it.
Perfect sense.
So I'm going with Souček and Kante. Nigerian Englishman?
First of all, I'd like to give an honorary mention to Wilfred Ndidi. Exceptional defensive midfielder, and we can't deny that. 100%. But yeah, 100. Just like everyone else has said, Kante is an absolute beast, man. Lampard and Sarri tried to ruin the boy's career, but once you play him how he wants to play, he's a beast, man. He's like 3 players, I think. And Souček, he just was doing a madness. In my fantasy football team, I just kept keeping him in there. Assists, goals, man of the match performances. I don't know where this guy came from, so I couldn't leave him out of the side. Like these 2 in the pivot makes the number 10 role absolutely exceptional. Like you can have a field day if you were the number 10. Literally.
You build everything around him. I agree with that.
Listen,
King.
Let me tell you one thing about Souček. Yeah, I'm in a couple of banter groups. Yeah, there's a couple of West Ham man that I know. Yeah, there was one game. Yeah, I can't remember what weekend or what game it was. Yeah, where Souček won 17 headers in one game. And every midfielder in the Premier League in that same position didn't win as many headers. Like, the guy is immense, right? So, yeah, Souček that season, like, everyone's going on about Declan Rice and how good his season's been. And I'm going to harp on to the whole theme that I've been going on about throughout this whole show so far, is sometimes a player can only be as good as the player next to him. And it's no coincidence that Rice has had his best season because man like Souček has done him a solid.
I agree.
Look, and as for Kante, I can't even speak highly enough of this guy, yeah? Like, fuck the rivalry. Yeah, I'll put it aside for people like Kante. I'll put it aside for people like Kane. I'll put it aside for people like Son.
Because
before
you went for Xhaka instead of Kante.
Before I'm an Arsenal fan, before I was an Arsenal fan, I love football, yeah? And when I watch Kante, yeah, Kante, his energy is infectious, right? So it's like he literally, when he presses, when he goes for a ball, Chelsea go with him. Every man, yeah? And the thing is, what I like about it is like the history. Because Makelele was so good at the role, it got named after him. And Chelsea, yeah, what happened here is like when we lose Vieira, it's like we missed a Vieira type player. When Keane left United are like, we miss a Keane type player. Chelsea, when we lost Makelele, Kante is Makelele 2.0 when they bought him. And now people are talking about Makelele being Kante's 2.0. That's how peak it is. For me, I think Makelele still just about shaves it. Yeah, but he's living on borrowed time.
Oh,
He's
as
living on
I
borrowed
said,
time at the moment. I think Kante is that good.
got to
We're
look at
talking about a guy that could
what
be
he's
the
won.
CDM GOAT of the Premier League era.
Look what he's won.
I'm not
Look at
fucking
his
around.
personal honours.
If
His
Kante
personal
doesn't
honours.
win a Ballon d'Or, that's a madness.
It's a
Literally,
crime
it's
because
an
he's won
absolute
everything.
Crime
crime,
against
And
humanity. Fuck
he's
football.
moved from
It's a
clubs
crime
and
against
still won the
humanity.
same thing. So it's like it's a no-brainer.
It's
Same
no joke.
Championship
No
club,
joke how good Kante is.
club, and managed to win a Premier League title with them as well. Like
100%.
let's never forget how pivotal Kante, Mahrez, and Vardy were to Leicester winning that Premier League title.
You know what though? It's like Danny Drinkwater. Chelsea bought Danny Drinkwater because they thought they were buying the guy that could influence the midfield in the way that Kante could. Where's Drinkwater been since?
Well, he's still
He ain't had
He's
that man next
drinking
to him.
water, bro. He's drinking water.
Proof's in the pudding, bro. Some players are only as good as the man next to them. Yeah.
Let's move on then.
That's what it is.
We've got Thomas Souček and Kante in there. That's a full house on that one as well. No doubts in that matter. So the two centre midfielders, Thomas Souček and N'Golo Kante. Let's move on to the number 10 position. Okay, so let me go first on this one. As much as I don't want to say, I've tried my best. I've called him this. I've called him Fernandez. I've called him this. I've called him that. Bruno Fernandez has to go in as the number 10. The numbers back up exactly what he's done. Without him, I don't know where Man United will be. I don't want to say it, but he has made them what they are this season. They would not be second place without him. There's no arguments in terms of his
arguments from me, man.
No, nothing with his goals.
No arguments for me either. That was my choice too.
And the brother has just made,
so we don't have to talk about it for too long. Yeah,
I've done a whole thing about it, right?
I'm going to give a different perspective.
Because let me just say. Oh, sorry, Karen.
Go on,
my thing is, I can see people going with Fernandez. He has lifted United slightly, but my brother is just a penalty machine. If not for the penalties, he hardly scores any goals. For me, I think Kevin De Bruyne in that number 10, the way he throws the ball, his delivery, his passing, he is the connector. And let's be real, if De Bruyne didn't come off in that Champions League final, Man City win that game. That's how influential, that's how much a baller that, let's not sleep on De Bruyne. He is probably the best player in the Premier League at the moment or in world football. So for me, in that number 10, if you got De Bruyne, it's knock off. And if Kane joins City next season, Kane gets 50 goals. Simple.
Now, I'm going to come to you, Gunner King. I'm going to come because with the thing with Kevin
De Bruyne enough
games,
Kevin De Bruyne this season.
That's one of the things, but he also drifts around.
Otherwise, he just definitely got in there. But it's the injury.
Yeah, same as me. Yeah, that's it. If not the injury, it would have been De Bruyne.
He's kind of everywhere. He's kind of like I would like to say box to box, not quite box to box, but he's all over the place.
He's still a 10.
He's still a 10, yes, but when I look at a 10, I do look at Bruno as that natural type 10 for me. You don't really go all over the place. He's in that position. He wants to score goals. De Bruyne makes everything tick. You sometimes see him in the right back position, sometimes on the left. He's everywhere. But I agree with what you're saying. He does make City tick in terms of that whole thing.
He does.
Bruno Fernandez for me, he's got to be.
But if we're going, who's the actual best number 10 in the league? It's Kevin De Bruyne. But from this season, we gotta kind of pick Bruno, and it's one of them ones. It hurts.
Let me deep it for you, right? Because I hate United, but I hate it when a player is misconstrued, right? Yeah. The penalty merchant tag that Bruno has here is so disrespectful. Yeah. Right. This man has got 18 assists this season.
Yeah.
18 assists. Yeah. Right. So what I've done is I've compared his best Premier League season, which is this one, to Gerrard's best Premier League season and Lampard's. Yeah. They also took penalties in that team. Now, the first thing I'm going to say about a penalty is you have to score them. Yeah. That is a pressure moment. Yeah. You literally are on stage and you have to perform. Yeah. So that takes testicular fortitude. Yeah. For one. Yeah. For two.
With them words there, Chris.
Right. So to take a penalty takes guts. Yeah. But let's take the penalties out of it. Yeah. Let's take the penalties out of it, because what I've compared is when you put his goals, his assists, and you've got a new ratio that people are using, which is a non-penalty to goal ratio. Yeah, you put that together, right? Basically, when you consider he's got so many assists more than Gerrard and Lampard in their best season, as well as the number of goals that he's got in his best season, that his overall minutes to goal or assist ratio is higher than Lampard's and Gerrard's in their best Premier League seasons.
Gunner, you're a United fan.
So people talk about penalties, yeah? People talk about penalties. People talk about penalties, but actually what he's doing is in a game, whether it's a goal or an assist, he is averaging a higher ratio than Gerrard and Lampard in their best season. He's just done that in his last season. So this penalty merchant tag on Bruno, it just needs to die. It's
no, honestly,
can we move on?
Did you just rep a Man U, man?
I know he scored 13 penalties.
A Man U guy, bruv.
I know he scored 13 penalties, but the fact of the matter is, yeah, whether it's a goal or an assist, he is averaging a higher ratio than two of the best Premier League midfielders in the Premier League era.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. All of those stats, they all make sense. And even on the eye test, you can see like what a difference it kind of makes in Manchester United. And you look at their win ratio when he's on the pitch as opposed to when he's off the pitch as well. And he does seem to have a lot to do with it. But remember, he still hasn't won a trophy.
Right, we've got three players.
He still hasn't, but the thing is, look, stats aside, because I'll send you this video later that I did this comparison on, yeah, but stats aside, when you eye test this brother, man, he's different.
It's Bruno. Bruno's something else. Bruno. He's in,
season.
Full house, Bruno's in. Right side forward. Nigerian Englishman, come to you first then on this one.
Mo Salah.
That's
an easy one.
Yeah, I think this is going to be an easy one as well. I 100% believe this one's going to be easy. I'm going to say the same thing. Salah goes in there 100%. You can't have the amount of goals he scored in the last 3 seasons. You know, the brother, although Liverpool haven't got what they wanted to get this season, which was obviously to retain the league, the brother's still done his numbers. He can't surpass our number 10, of course, because he's the best in the world. But he's almost there. You know what I mean? So he's second in that sort of goals tally. But again, without his goals, where would Liverpool be? I'm not quite so sure. So Salah goes in there for me. Lambs, I'll come to you next then.
It's the exact same. It's Salah. As much as I can't stand Liverpool, pain me to even put one of their players into the squad, but it has to be Salah. I mean, even on the eye test and the stats themselves, the stats probably big him up even more than what I've noticed as well, just because of my predisposed bias. I just love to hate on Liverpool, but I really can't deny those numbers. He's been the only one in that front line, in that front three, that lethal front three last season. Yeah. He's been the only one carrying all the weight this season, and you can tell it's become too much. Like the task, the weight, you know, the heaviness, the pressure, it's gotten to him a lot. Like it's a lot of pressure, you know, because they've created a lot of chances. They can't seem to put it away. It's not always down to him. It's down to the rest of his team just letting him down. But you can't deny the man's efforts. He has to get in there for me.
Okay, Deji, I'll come to you next. Any difference for that?
Yeah, no, I feel like I'm suffering from a little bit of peer pressure right now. I can't lie, because for me, I just feel like Mahrez have had a better season, even though Salah had goals.
Okay.
It's a weird one, and I'm just thinking, you know, if I was to have my Premier League team, who would I want, Salah or Mahrez? And you know what? I'm gonna go with the peer pressure, but I'm gonna go with my head, Salah.
Brother, you said you. I'm so. Do you know what? Do you know what, Sam? I'm so glad he saved himself. He goes, if I had to choose a player, I would go with, and then he paused. I'm so glad you paused there, bro. Because he didn't say the name. I was so happy he paused.
If you look up the stats, because this is what prompted my decision. Because I hate Liverpool. Hate them with a passion, yeah. And I was gonna go for Mahrez. When I looked at the stats, yeah, Mahrez they can't even touch Salah. They can't even.
He can't lace his boots.
So it is the decision was.
He can't even.
But Salah's not
because
you're reaching, but you can't not have him in the side. You can't not have him.
Let me just respond to that.
King, I'll come to you then. Last one.
I hear what you're saying. Salah's not a team player, yeah. But for a wide player, right, you can put someone wide and you can think they're a right winger, but they're not. Yeah, like Salah is a right wing forward. Yes, the system is built for him to score. It's like feed the goat, he will score. Yeah, but when this guy is so undeniably just consistent, not even just this season, the last 3, yeah. Next season, he's gonna probably overtake Dalglish's record, yeah, at this current run rate, yeah. It's frightening. It's frightening how good this guy is, yeah, because he's had it by his standard. He's had a shit season. He's had probably the lowest scoring season since he's been here, and he was still 1 goal off the Golden Boot. It went down to the last day, yeah. Like he is selfish. Don't get me wrong. He inherently is selfish, but it's because he's not a right winger. He's a right wing forward.
Scorer.
He's a goal scorer. And trust me, like, you know, like there's no one better cutting in on their left foot that I've seen since Arjen Robben. I said it, yeah. And I'll say something else, yeah. He is the 2nd highest African goal scorer behind Samuel Eto'o. So he's in great company.
Put respect on his name. Respect it.
Just on some comments coming here. Boy from Lane, he's a regular on Paxton Road TV. He always comes with some real comments. They clearly don't know about Stevie B. No sauce Bergwijn. Yeah, he's not getting
honourable mention.
Do you know what? Do you know what's so funny about this? Yeah, Ryan is a hardcore Liverpool. Listen, I love Ryan. Absolutely love Ryan. He's a hardcore Liverpool fan, yeah. But his Salah agenda stinks, bro. He can't stand him, yeah.
You can't hate on the brother.
You can't hate on his numbers.
And the thing is, there's a lot of TikTokers, yeah. Like there's a lot of TikTokers that don't really know shit about boxing, as like that want to talk about Mahrez. And like, how can Mahrez be in the same conversation as Salah? I'm sorry, like that's just like, look, Mahrez has had a good season. Don't get me wrong, yeah, but he's had 1 good season. This has been his best season since he left Leicester. Where has he been since he left Leicester? Nowhere near Manchester City's team. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's levels to this shit, man. Like,
he's got some
all I'm saying is Africa to the world. I'm back. You're done, though. Representing the Premiership.
Left side forward. Left side forward. We're going to move on to left side forward. Lambs, let's come to you again first then on this one. Left side forward.
Pulisic, yeah.
No, listen, the man, as Lewis, yeah, shout out my guy, Carefree Lewis G. He says the man has had more injuries than birthdays, which is a fact. So Pulisic definitely does not be getting there for me as well. And to be fair, I don't even like to see Pulisic on the left. I'd rather see him on the right as well. But for me, it has to be none other than the starlet that is Mr. Phil Foden.
What? I would have said he was a right-sided player, but I'll go with that because he's in the forward line.
He's on the pitch, he can play. I bet if you put him in goal, he can play there as well.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that.
Like he's that versatile that Pep can literally play him in like all these various positions in the front, and it still works because he's brilliant. Listen, I know you, man. Your Son agenda stinks. Yeah, your bias agenda stinks. But at the end of the day,
I don't have no Son agenda.
We're talking Premier League. By the way, his Premier League manager is Graham Potter. He loves Graham Potter. You can't deny Phil Foden, as young as he is, what he's managed to do. He's managed to shine in the team of superstars. Can you imagine? Like, I'm sorry, the only way is up from here. Thank you.
No, facts. I'll go Foden. Like I said, I think he can play across that front line. Deji, I'll come to you next then. Who's your left-sided forward?
We got to keep it real. I think, you know, one of the measures that we haven't talked about today is that when we're naming these players, would a top 6 team go for some of these players, you know? And this player for sure gets in any team in world football, and that's Heung-min Son. Son has scored 17 goals.
Why are you laughing when you're saying it, Deji, man? That's even
why are you laughing for Nigeria?
I'm not even arguing with him. There's no argument for me.
In terms of his finishing,
there's no argument for me.
Son is the man on the left. Any team in
this guy, man.
You get Son, you're haps. That guy is a baller, and we now on this panel, we got to respect it. too many seasons, people keep skipping Son, and I'm starting to feel there's a slight agenda against him, and I'm sticking
You
with
man,
him.
Son
is the guy on
swap.
the left.
You want to do a swap? You can have Pulisic. We'll take Son.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Any of you mans in any of your teams will take Son. I know that facts.
Can I just put mine
you
out
can have
there?
the next name. Go on in.
It's Son.
Son.
Diehard Arsenal fan. It's Son. I don't want to hear no talk. It's Son, right? Yeah, because
bias aside, that's what I like to hear. Done.
The thing is, it's not even just this season. Yeah, I think before this season, I really felt he was more influential to your team than Kane until Kane started getting assists and goals this season, right? Because the thing is, Kane's form will rocket and dip, and like rocket and dip. Yeah, Son gives you a consistent level. Like, you know, it doesn't move. Yeah, and Son, I think his conversion rate in terms of shots on goal to goal ratio is the highest in Europe at the moment.
Rashford, hold on, can I just say this?
Bro, don't give that airtime. Don't even give that comment airtime, bro.
I don't even know what's going on with this comment from Adam here.
Guys on crud.
He's a hater.
I told you, like, former Arsenal fan, I'm a purist, yeah? And like, Son is a player I enjoy watching. I can't praise him either.
Just a quick, Candace said, Christopher, you're cancelled.
Thank you, Candace. Big man thing.
You are cancelled officially.
I say it how I see it. I say it how I see it. Son is an excellent player.
First man said Bruno, then he said Son. When he says Kane, that's it. They're going to cardiac arrest. Cardiac arrest, bro. Cardiac arrest.
Nigerian, go ahead.
Big man thing. Gunner King is cancelled, bro. Big man thing. No, but as on my bro, you dare vex me on this show today. You dare vex me. Man's all like,
someone better than.
No one's gonna talk about Bruno like that. No one's gonna talk about Bruno on my watch. Like what, bro? You're an Arsenal man, you know.
Name someone better.
But anyway, bro, the way it's not even about naming someone better. It's the vim you're talking about, man. With that's what is doing me. That's what is paining me.
My man's that good, bro.
They enter me anyway. Please let me put that one aside before I get a heart attack. Please.
Shit.
So. First of all, honorary mention.
If you say Son now, then you're gonna have to be cancelled yourself. Yeah. But anyway,
I'm gonna give an honorary mention to Saka. I'm just an honorary mention. That's it.
Okay.
He had a very
as
good
long
year.
as it's honorary, that's okay.
Cool. But for me, in terms of on the left side, I'm gonna go with Jack the lad, man. Jack Grealish.
Yeah. It's a good shout.
And if he doesn't make it, I know you lot. I'm gonna call Sam Sven Goran Eriksson, like only picking the top team players. Only picking players from the top teams, mate.
Listen, Son is third in the charts. Come on. Now let's get this real. I've got the last say on this one because obviously I've given an honorary mention to Jack Grealish. I will. The brother is bits. If he was in Spurs' squad, it's a tough one. But he had a little bit of a injury lapse towards the end of the season. Son again, for me, his numbers
been injured for 3 months.
That's what I'm saying. So the numbers that Son has backed up, I think is he third in the charts in terms of scoring, third or fourth?
Son is world class. I can't lie, he is.
He is world class and has been world class for the past 2 to 3
seasons. That's all I have to say on the matter.
Do you know what? If you're talking numbers,
Nigeria's like, that's all I have to say.
I think Phil Foden has something like 11 goals and 10 assists. So
he's not got more than Son in the league. We're talking Premier League.
No, but wait, Sam. In all fairness,
so if you're talking numbers, it's Son. It's Son.
Okay, well, we're talking numbers. We're talking eye tests as well. We're talking eye tests and numbers.
We know in the start of the first half of the season, we know that lethal dual partnership. We know these men were both getting goals and assists, dividing it between one another. We know, and that's obviously going to lead us to the main striker. But if you're talking numbers, it's these two.
Respect, Lance.
Can I just address?
I love what
Can I just address that
comment?
Passion Merchant put a comment. Yeah, most chances created in 90 minutes. Jack Grealish. Yeah. What would you rather?
Why Grealish stays out of this is because of the injury.
Would you rather someone create more chances, or would you rather someone that scores more chances?
Come on.
Obviously,
Lam?
somebody scores more chances, bro. Like you're
Can
an
we-
attack.
I rest my case.
Can
Like,
we
Gunner King,
move
you're
on?
still going,
How's
bro.
you
Gunner King,
maximising
you're
your
still
success?
talking about
How
resting
you
go on?
cases. About
your success is by getting goals across the front three. Do you know what I mean? This is what helped Liverpool so much last season. They
Canners,
got
talk to your boy.
like Mane did a madness, an absolute madness last season. This is why they're struggling so much because man's gone missing this season. Missing.
Gone.
That's why.
Let's comment from Boy from the Lane. Mentioning Saka 5
He
goals
didn't
sources.
return
Come
back
on.
mentally
Come
from
on.
Senegal.
It's not his fault. It's not his fault. These men were
Behave.
with no DMs.
No, but what did I say? Did I
What
say
I'll
he
say
was in the
about
lineup?
Saka,
I said
yeah.
honorary mention. So what am I behaving about?
What I'll say about Saka, yeah, is
Behave.
Arteta has relied on him too much to dig him out of a hole. He's not rested him enough. He's not looked after him properly. Yeah, my man is out here struggling.
What
He's
I would
struggling,
say,
yeah.
what I would
Oh,
say,
so you
is
do
he
stick
would
up
get,
for Arsenal man too, Gunner King. Oh, cool.
he would get young player. He would get young player for me,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, young
But in
player.
terms of overall, he can't be in this. He can't be in the
Never.
shout with mans like Grealish and Son. No chance.
Never.
However, I will give him an honorary mention for that. That's
Exactly.
not a problem.
So that's-
not a
That's
problem.
not reaching.
Come on.
So, yeah, I think this one, and if you lot come up with your bias in here, I've already heard Gunner King. I know what he's going to say. Oh, okay. So, let's come to those who I think are going to hate on this man. And I'm going to start with you, Nigerian Englishman. I think you're going to be one of them haters. Let's start with
Be
you.
sensible.
The centre forward.
Okay,
The centre
all
forward.
right. We got to throw out the honorary mentions to senior man Kelechi. We have to throw out the honorary
Oh,
mentions
Jesus
to Kelechi.
Christ.
Exceptional season that he had. So big up Kelechi. But when it comes to the centre forward position, there's only one name. I'm not going to big him up too much. I'm just going to get some excitement. Knowing that Sam has got 10 more lives to say Harry Kane is my number 10. So, boy, I'm counting down. So 10 more lives to say that. Big up Harry Kane. Big up Harry Kane. Centre forward. Well done.
Come on, Deji, I'm going to come to you next. Deji, simple. Keep it simple for these people, please. Keep it really simple
I'll keep
for
it
them.
simple. I mean, he's the best striker in world football. Just put a respect on it. The guy had the most goals scored and he had the most assists in the Premier League season. Look at the goals. Look at the finish. Any other team, if it wasn't for Spurs, they win the Premier League. Say no
Spec
more.
on his
Kane.
name.
Say no more.
Spec on his name. That's what you got. You just put spec on his name.
Make sure
RE first, SPECT
you.
after. Respect on his name. Come on, man. Gunner King, you're next.
Right, first of all, obviously, undeniably, it's Harry Kane. But if you're talking about the best striker in the world, it's Lewandowski. Yeah,
Never.
I said it. Man broke Muller's
Don't say
record.
that.
31 goals in a season.
Premier League show,
41,
bro.
yeah.
It's so
But I'm just saying, no, but I've got to say, look, obviously Harry Kane wins this award, but I was just addressing Deji's point, yeah. There's levels to this shit, yeah. And Lewandowski, for me, still edges it. But like out and out goal scorer.
This is how much people. Sorry, Lambs, have your say. Lambs, have your say. Lambs, have your say.
He was desperate to keep his Arsenal fans as followers on Twitter. That's why you had to mention him.
The team now. Look, I'm just saying, on a footballing level, look, Kane.
I can't stand Spurs, but there's no denying the quality of this man. There's
no denying the quality of Kane.
23 goals in the Premier League. 30 goals in the competition. What?
Come on.
What?
Yeah.
33 goals in the competition. 23 in the Premier League. You can't. 14 assists in the Premier League. You can't.
Come on.
Hello. I gave Kane his dues. But I'm just saying, Deji said he's the best striker in the world, and I disagree. I think Lewandowski is better than him. Lewandowski has twice got. Wait. Lewandowski has not once, but twice got over 50 goal involvements in a season. Do you know who the only two other Wait. Do you know who the only other two players in the world that have done now? Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
I don't want to hear that either. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
But if I speak, he's not done it once, he's done it twice.
Which is the
Deji talk.
Anyway, from the Premier League, it's 100% hands
using
down.
Gunner King's analogy about defense, you know, they got a good defense and rare. Which is the tougher league? the Bundesliga or the Premier League. Remember, my man is in a two-horse. It's the German league is usually a two teams horse race. Yeah, you got the Premier League, the toughest league in the world.
And the Germans can't defend. They are shipping in goals. They're shipping in goals. They are conceding goals left, right, and centre. They can't defend the Germans.
Sam, he crashed.
Premier League is
crashed out
for a reason. It's the most watched league in the world for a reason. If you cut in the Premier League, you cut everywhere else.
That's it. Finish.
I don't even know why we're having this talk. Why it got into that fact anyway. Anyway, all I'm saying is Harry Kane this season for what he's done at Spurs, 23 goals.
All right, Kane. Fair enough. Let's move on.
No, we're not moving on because Gunner King sorted something out. You see, he made me have to come like passionate about the thing now. No. He's trying to deny my man's not the best in the world.
Kane's one of Kane is top 3 selected. Yeah, but for me, Lewandowski, if you look at what he's done consistently throughout his career, yeah, it's not a joke. Yeah, and on top of that, Lewandowski, yeah, like we're talking about an unprecedented amount of goals. Yes, it's in the German league. Yes, it's in the German league, but does that compensate? Does that compensate for like 50 goals? That's like so basically, you know, wait, hear me out. Let me put
him on solo. Let me so we can all hear him out.
What I'm trying to say is, yes, the German league might not be up to the standard in certain elements, yeah, to the Premier League, but does that compensate for 20 or 30 goals? Because Harry Kane got 33, yeah. This man has got like over 50 in his last 2 seasons. He's got over 90 goals. Like Lewandowski is no joke, bro.
If Kane was in Bayern Munich, he gets double them goals.
True. You think so?
Are you joking? Have you seen
God, that's what I'm saying. I don't.
Brother.
From Spurs.
Why do we have to get to the easiest decision of all of them to have the biggest argument? It don't make no sense.
Listen, I gave Kane. I picked Kane. So I'm not arguing with you. I picked Kane. I picked Kane.
You invited Arsenal fans here. Do you know how much this pains them to admit?
It pains them. Of course it pains them.
It pains them.
It don't make no sense. You can't.
Anything. Not even bringing the Bundesliga into a Premier League combined 11 show.
It's a joke.
Meanwhile, we both picked freaking Harry Kane, and you lot are talking.
What is the striker's job then?
You lot are chatting up.
Disclaimers that I didn't accept.
No, wait. What is a striker's job though?
To score goals, right? So what's Harry Kane done? Scored goals. What else has he done? Assisted the goals. Come on, man.
All right. So what has Lewandowski done? Wait. What has Lewandowski done? Scored goals. Also, what has Wait. Listen, what has Lewandowski done? Scored goals. Also, what has Lewandowski done? Won trophies.
Wait. In the Premier League? No. So thank you very much.
I'll give him that. I knew that would come in there somewhere. I see Nigerian English. He wants to pipe in there as well. I'm going to allow you lot.
Quickly draw out cannons.
Go on, Deji.
I just want to draw out cannons because I don't think he's a serious guy. You know, cannons. If he was on this show, he'll be telling us that Smith Rowe is the best midfielder in England. You know what I mean? That's the kind of guy.
Hey, put some respect on my guy Cannons.
That's literally what I said. Do you know what I'm saying? I did not deny that Kane has been the best striker in the league, but I just think Kane is a top 3 selected striker, not the best in the world.
Let's do this now because I'm just going to go through the 11 because we've got the 11 and we took too long on the centre forward. I don't know how we took so long, but I get it. I do get it. As we've got some Arsenal people on here. I know.
That's why.
The team is in goal. We've got Mendy in goal. At right back, we've got Cancelo. We've got centre backs Ruben Diaz and Fofana. At left back, we've got Luke Shaw. The centre midfielders in the 2, we've got Souček and N'Golo Kante. That's fair. Bruno Fernandez is the number 10. On the right side of the 4, we've got Mo Salah. On the left side, we've got Son. And in the centre forward position, the number 10 for us Spurs is Harry Kane, and that's what he deserves to be. regardless
You know
of
what,
the
yeah?
man's is trying to say.
Guys, can I just say 9 out of my 11 choices made it into this 11? So I told you I can be unbiased.
Aye.
1, 2.
Aye.
Listen, everyone saw my defensive Son knows how unbiased I can be, yeah? But when my man's, look at the smile on his face, how beaming he is, yeah? That Kane's got in the team, yeah? When you man have got to hold on to that so desperately because your cabinet is empty.
Here we go. Here we go.
I will just let you lot deep that. I'll let the watchers deep that. I'll let them let that sink in.
I really want to ask Sam and Deji, yeah, before like we get out of it.
Yeah.
If Antonio Conte gets appointed as Spurs manager before Harry Kane gets a chance to leave, do you think my man has the minerals to get him to stay?
Who? Conte?
Not Kante.
I think. Go on, Deji. What do you want to say? Because I've got thoughts on it.
Conte's dead food for me, man. I don't care. He's not the type of manager that Spurs need. There's only 2 types of managers that.
Deji's talking sense.
He
actually is.
We need a Pochettino or a Bielsa. If it ain't either of them two, any other manager coming in to do the same thing, Mourinho. And Conte for me.
Conte.
So we're just doing the same thing. Let me actually add to Deji's point, yeah, because everyone said about Tottenham hiring Jose that Jose's a winner. That's all that matters. But if you deep what Conte does, his tactical setup is very like he builds from the back upwards, not the other way around. Yeah. If you are playing to Tottenham's strength, it's not their defense, it's their attack. Yeah. You need a manager that can come in and say, fuck stopping them scoring. We'll score 2 more than them.
Sam, could you send him a
Conte's not that man. Conte's not that man. He's not that guy.
What do you
out here like that.
What you saying? What you saying?
Your team.
Sam,
Wait,
I beg you just invite him to White Hart Lane for the next game. Gunner King, go to the next game at freaking White Hart Lane, big man. Like, we're sending you a
Nigerian,
bro. What's going on, bro?
Look, bro, we're here to discuss football.
Now. What's going on now?
We're here to discuss football, yeah? So what I can do is I can be like, I'm Arsenal till I die. Spurs ain't won a trophy. London is still red because Chelsea ain't got as many trophies than us. I can do all that, yeah? But then when we look at things, when we analyze them in a granular detail, there's certain things that I can do and that I can say, you know, like that don't really change.
As you can see, ladies and gentlemen at home watching, it's got a little bit out of hand towards the end. And I know it would do. Because what do you expect when you got Chelsea and Arsenal on there with Spurs people? It's going to get like this. So we're not going to go down the history road because otherwise it's takes too long. Now, what I want to do
about Conte?
Oh, yeah. Me? Oh, yeah. Sorry about Conte.
Yeah.
I'm really not sure about Conte. And the reasons being is because I said this on stream before. Conte is Jose on steads. He's a younger version of him. And he's just going to come in and want to do things his own way. If he doesn't get his own way, he's going to pull mans apart. He's going to dash mans out the window. He's going to cause so much problems if he don't get his own way. When he's gone anywhere, I've seen how he reacts to certain things. Chelsea, he got everything he wanted and he only lasted 2 years. Inter, he's gone there. He's only lasted X amount of time. If you look at his managerial record, very similar to Jose. He doesn't stay anywhere for longer than 3 years. I cannot see how this guy could come into our team at this moment in time with the deadwood that we've got and just automatically within a year do us what we're gonna need some major changes. Is he gonna have the patience? Is he gonna have the money? I'm not sure. But what I will say is this: he is a proven winner, and if he did get his own way, and I mean by director of football and players in, then we've got a chance. But is he gonna do that within the next year? I just don't know. I really don't know. That's my honest opinion.
We need a Bielsa. We need Bielsa. We need to go and get him from Leeds. That's what we need.
Guys, listen, it's been really good. It's been absolutely fantastic. We've been hour and 20 minutes. Lambs, what have you gone off screen for? What are you doing? Tidying up again? We're getting another drink. We'll probably get another drink there, innit?
Probably a bit of both. At the same time, you know.
Does anybody want to have any more honorary mentions in terms of players? Because my honorary mentions in terms of goalkeeper, although he did get in, Mendy was my honorary mention. I had Rudiger in there for defense. I had Kevin De Bruyne. And I also had Jack Grealish in there. Deji, what was your honorary mentions?
My honorary mention was Cavani, you know. I think if it
good
wasn't
shout.
for Kane and his outstanding season,
Good
then
shout.
I would have put Cavani could have been the kind of taking that striker role. I think for someone at the age of 33, he's come into the Premier League and he's shown he's still got it. His movement's been class, finishing deadly. And let's be real, he's been part of the reason, along with Fernandez, that's helped to kind of push the charge. And because of Cavani, you got the likes of Martial not getting a mention. Even Rashford, they don't even miss Rashford that much at United. And so let's put some respect on his name. Cavani has been put on day one, and Cavani honouring me.
Lambs, any honorary mentions in terms of the four players, goalkeeper through to forwards?
I have to give a shout out to Saka as well. Literally one of the few teenagers literally
100.
carrying his team. And you know, he deservedly deserves his place in the England squad as well. I also want to give a shout out to also not Cavani, just because I think it just wasn't enough to get them the trophy that they've been trying to get since Mourinho left. I do want to shout out Iheanacho as well, because when Vardy got injured, man, he came in, he stepped up.
Under forever.
I also really want to give a huge shout out to Bissouma, because Bissouma has been immense in that midfield. Brighton, and it's just a shame because it's Brighton. We know that these men can't finish their dinner. The amount of chances that they've missed out, we've seen it too many times. But there's no denying, like, he contributes a lot to their chance creation. So
100%.
big up Bissouma.
I'm going to go with this one here from Passion Merchant. Mount deserves a mention. 100%.
What? Yeah,
Mason
how we missed
Mount
that out.
has to.
How we
I
missed
don't know
that
how
out.
we missed him out.
It's a madness.
Listen, the only reason why I missed him out is because I still have this stat burned into my head of 84 shots on goal and only 6 goals. That hurts me, guys. That does hurt me, I have to say.
There's another one from Cannons here. Gundogan, again, another great shout.
Yep.
Tielemans, we've got, again, there's some real players in there that didn't make the cut, although they're very close.
You know who I really want to give
go with
a shout out to as well? And I think, had this guy remained fit, these men would have made Champions League spaces. Harvey Barnes for Leicester.
Bam,
100.
bam,
100.
bam. This is how I know she knows ball. Tell me you know ball without telling me you know ball. You just did that. Yeah.
Very good
13 goals. 13 goals in the league.
I
If
can't
he had
knock
stayed
that.
fit, they would have made it. So my honourable mentions, I keep harping on about this goalkeeper, is Melia from Leeds. Yeah, I think he got like 13 or 14 clean sheets as well. Bro, watch him. Look, eye test him. Yeah, he's a good keeper. He's a good keeper. So I'll go with Melia. Yeah, I'm also
so young as well. So
he's young, man. He's young. He's a sick keeper, man. I'm telling you. Watch out for his name. He's going far. Yeah.
Anybody else?
So the other one, Ednison. I'm definitely gonna go with. I'm definitely going to go with Tierney if he had stayed fit. I'm definitely going to go with, in midfield, Mason Mount. He slipped through the net massively. He's really impressed me this season.
Really has to me as well.
Yeah, look, there is that stat that you mentioned about goals, but if you talk about his influence on games without the goals, it's undeniable. So Tuchel basically didn't fancy him. After Lampard basically fancied him too much. Yeah. And then he forced his way into Tuchel's way of thinking. So Mason deserves props for that. Foden's another one. Gundogan's another one. I definitely think also Declan Rice, he's another one.
Wow, you got a few, yeah. Jeez, you got a few.
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a few. Fofana.
Yeah. Do you like, what about this player here? Rafinha. I think he's
Rafinha. Yes, because look, what we got to understand about Leeds, and the expectations of Leeds is people thought they were going to be relegation for them. Do you know what I'm saying? And and these man, not only did they were never in a relegation fight. We were in a relegation fight more than they were. So I'm going to mention a few Leeds players. Stuart Dallas, he's one. And Bamford's another one.
I like Calvin Phillips as well.
Calvin Phillips as well.
By the way, Patrick Bamford.
Yeah. I mean,
Pereira's another one at West Brom. He was doing bits. So And again, Grandpa Stevens, who's a Spurs man, Odegaard has been top quality and quite a surprise. Much as I hate to admit it.
I absolutely almost forgot. Yeah, we need to give an honorary mention to Joe Willock and what he's done in Newcastle.
My G, come on now.
But he was a late comer. He was a late comer.
Dead and gone. They were literally like, look like they were going to get relegated. Man just revitalized their team single-handedly. He was like, I will get you the point safety. And he did it. So big ups to him. Really growing into that midfield role as well, which he's kind of denied a lot of opportunity and minutes at for Arsenal as well. So maybe now they're taking a look at him and thinking, okay, maybe we should use you in that position more often because
let's see what they do.
Lingard for the same reason. Lingard for the same reason. Last one you mentioned.
Lingard gets an honorary mention as well, 100%.
Yeah.
Now that Trent is injured, he will get called up to the Euro squad, so he will go.
He should do,
and deservedly so.
He better do.
There's one more. Cannons has said no Lingard, and again a bit of a late comer into it, but again should get a mention. That guys, girls, it's been fabulous. We have to stop here because otherwise we could go on for a long time. But what I would say is to all those watching on Paxton Road, all those watching on the Man United Agenda and FTB, please like, subscribe, share, comment. Go and check all these guys out on the various different channels that are on. And we've had a great one today. Please, it's nothing without you guys. We can't do any of this out. So please make sure you smash that like button. Thank you all for your comments. Thank you all for the interaction. Woo, it's been a good one. And we're going to be out. And we will see you guys sometime.
Boom.